Good morning, one sober to another. I'm Wayne. Today's video is about something a little bit different. Now, I know you all have heard a lot about my life, and I didn't think that I was going to be coming back to this. However, I got a message from my sister yesterday. You know what? If you want to hear about it, stick around and let's get it. Welcome back. It's great to see all your smiling faces. So the message, right? The message that I got was something that I didn't expect. My sister actually wrote me, and it was actually very hostile and very angry. And I didn't know where it came from, and I didn't know why. She was writing me with such disdain, and it's almost a seeming, like I stuck a dagger in her. Well, the backstory is that, in my drunkenness, in my drunken history, and all my decades of delusions, I left my family out of the equation. I totally erased them because I was uncomfortable with the way that I remember things being when I was growing up. I blamed everything on my family for my drinking, and to use them as a scapegoat and to use them as that that cure-all to my illness to blame it on. I didn't know that I was causing such wreckage, and I didn't know in reality what it was doing to the other people. Being drunk all the time allowed me not to really care. And I think that's where all this transpired from in the first place, is because instead of addressing things head on, and instead of asking about the uncomfortable feelings that I had to see if they were actually true or not, I just lived in my own delusions, and I used that as an excuse to keep feeding my alcoholism. And a lot of you out there can relate to that and understand exactly where I'm coming from with this. And I'm not asking for a like to like what I'm putting out right now, but if you can relate to it, drop a like so this video stays in circulation. Look, I did this to I would say every single family member of mine. My father, as you guys know that I've talked about him before, I remember being so disgruntled and so discouraged that I was able to easily use that as an excuse to keep being drunk. My sisters, my twin brother, hell, I had my twin brother over in New Jersey when I was recruiting, and I honestly couldn't tell you a single thing about that visit because I don't remember. I was completely drunk the entire time, and I think that I tried to bring him along with me and make him just as drunk as me so that he didn't judge me. I did that with everybody, man. I did that with my sisters, just by dismissing them. But with my little brother, I tried to keep him as drunk as me when he was living with me. And, hell, even my wife, I tried to keep people as drunk as me so that I didn't have to be judged for the way that I was drinking and the way that I was behaving. What is the point of this video? The point of this video is that my sister remembers it a whole different way, and I can guarantee that her memory is probably a little sharper than mine. And I owe it to her to publicly acknowledge it and say that I'm sorry for the way that I made you feel and the way that I put people on the back burner, especially you. And I try each day to conduct a living amends and to conduct a moral inventory and to try to piece together the things that are real from my past and be able to address them head on. And that I owe to you guys. And some of you out there might be in the same boat. You might be out there thinking things are a certain way that you remember them, but because of the drugs or the alcohol, it's not entirely true. And I think we owe it to the people in our lives and owe it to the people who have tried to be there to piece it together and see what is real and what is not. And if you need to fix some shit, fix some shit. And I apologize for the S-bomb, but that's really what it comes down to, folks. And that's where for me, Alcoholics Anonymous comes into play. If I didn't have that, and it might not be a thing, I totally feel it, but for me, if that didn't come into my life and the principles of Alcoholics Anonymous didn't come into my life, I wouldn't be sitting here, and I wouldn't be able to, wholeheartedly address the people in my life and, honestly and truly have sorry for what I've done, be apologetic. And I think and this is kind of a rant also, but I think where, the alcoholism comes into play, into full effect, is I lacked empathy. My entire drunkenness, by using the alcohol, it shut off a certain part of me. And if that makes sense for you, put a comment below so somebody can get some of that. It shut off a certain part of me that is human. It shut off the part of me that says, shit, maybe I'm hurting this person's feelings, or, maybe what I'm doing right now is going to affect somebody else in a negative way. I didn't really think or care about those things in my drunkenness and, my drunken history. And having the opportunity to live in sobriety and speak to you guys and to be able to address my sister, and hopefully one day face to face, and probably I owe an apology to all my family members. To have that opportunity is God-given. And if you don't believe in God, just put that into context what you will. Shout out to Josh G. I threw this at him because I was feeling a little bit, disturbed by the whole thing. And he threw a bunch of support my way. Look, I want you guys to throw Josh some support because he is not fully recovered and he is suffering right now from a whole host of, alcohol related things. And I think that he could use your hope and support. Drop some comments for him, give a shout out. And I personally give a shout out, and as well as to Dinah Armstrong and Wendy and What Will Be, and all you amazing people. Seth from Recovery Minute, Daniel from Veterans with Anxiety, Daniel Etheridge, my friend, and David Theus. I hope you're recovering well from your spinal surgery. And that's how I'm going to end this one, folks. I have the opportunity for a daily reprieve and to be grateful for what I have. And I don't know, I just hope my sister can forgive me, and maybe we can build a relationship from here. Life's a garden, folks. Dig it, and as things unravel in your life, address them. Don't run away from them, because that's what we did and do as alcoholics and addicts, is we run from our problems. And I think that if we face them head on, we won't have to worry about the past, and we can hopefully mend the things that we've done wrong. And that's what I hope to do, is make a living amends and show my sister as well as my other family members that I have made a change in my life that is for the better, and I no longer need alcohol as a solution for those. And I appreciate everybody. I love you, and I hope you have a good day. Bye-bye.